And I think we're rolling. I think we're live. Let's see if we are. Son of a gun, we are. All right. How are you doing? Is there anybody out there? Most importantly, can you hear me? That's really important. We'll give it a moment here so that everybody is up and running and everything, and here and tuned in. So let's make sure we're doing all right. So talk amongst yourselves for a moment as I take care of the technical issues. First of all, can you all hear me? Excellent. Fantastic. Okay. All right. Welcome to the live stream here. Again, I'm going to wait a little moment. Let people gather in here. And then we'll talk about why I'm doing a live stream and the wonderful people that have made it possible. So how are you doing today? Are you having a good day today? Let's see. What I keep looking at over here is my monitor for my computer because I'm trying to see if I can actually see my own live stream over here. I can't. I think I have to log in under another account of mine and see if that works. But we'll try that and see. So we're going to have a little bit of fun. We're going to spend some time chatting and talking and all of that, but we've got some other very specific things to do as well in this live stream. So just give me a moment here while I get this all set up. There we go. All right, so now I can see the live stream, and I can see all of your comments and all that sort of thing, because I'm using the other camera here on this thing. I'm going to turn the sound down on this. Now, can you still hear me? So make sure you can still hear me. My screen is frozen over there, so let me take a look over here. You can still hear me, correct? Hi there, everybody. Let's see here. Are you still able to hear me? I'm looking at the screen. Okay, excellent. Okay, so here's the deal. The last time I did a live stream on Instagram, using my phone to do it, so I was using the front-facing camera, the one that's on the screen that's facing you and that sort of thing. The problem with that is it reverses everything. So every time I held up something with words on it, like, can you hear me, it was all mirrored. And I couldn't figure out how to fix that. So now I'm using the back-facing camera, but that means the screen is facing away from me, so I can't see that. So that's why I'm looking at the screen over here on my computer, which is a little bit delayed, but we'll get this going here. Hey, Mike Warren is here. Hello, Mike. Good to see you. Oh, lots of people here. Look at all that. Well, thank you. Thank you all for coming here and joining in. The reason why we're doing this live stream is because the wonderful people at Streamily.com set this up for me. I do a lot of autograph signings around the country, around the world, actually. I'm very blessed, very fortunate in that. How cool is that? I mean, I'm an ordinary guy who gets to do extraordinary things. And one of the wonderful things is that, people want to meet me. They want to see me. They want to, be close to all the things that I've been very privileged to be a part of, especially, the Star Wars universe. For those of you who may not know, I'm an actor, visual effects artist, animator, voiceover performer, and genuine Dark Lord of the Sith. I spent 12 years playing the character of Darth Vader for Lucasfilm and the Lucas companies. Where is it? There we go. I worked for that guy right there. You see that? Let's see. Still waiting for that to show up on the screen there. Why does it look like my lens is dirty on this thing? I'm gonna clean the lens. Hold on. Yeah. Is that any better? How professional is this, huh? Wow, I'm a professional. So, no, I spent 12 years playing the character of Darth Vader for Lucasfilm and the Lucas companies for film and television and games and commercials and print and everywhere the character was needed 70 times over 12 years. My wife made me keep count. So I'm also, like I said, a visual effects artist and animator. I worked at LucasArts, the game company that George Lucas started. I was a visual effects supervisor and senior artist there. Worked for about 6 years, that is, helping design and create a lot of Star Wars games and other games as well. And then I transferred over to Industrial Light and Magic, and I worked on the effects for the Star Wars prequels and movies like Galaxy Quest, which the poster is up there behind me, and of course the prequel poster there too. So Galaxy Quest and Jurassic Park 3 and Perfect Storm and Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and a bunch of others. Then I left Industrial Light and Magic, was offered a full-time faculty position at the Academy of Art University in San Francisco, so I taught a full slate of classes in visual effects and also helped oversee the curriculum there. And so I worked on Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones, and my students ended up working on Revenge of the Sith, so as Vader might say, the circle is now complete. That was really cool that they were able to do that. Did that for about 2.5 years and then became a freelance visual effects and animation consultant. But like I said, I'm also a voiceover artist, and besides voicing a lot of different characters for games and animation, one in particular, I voiced the character of Luke Skywalker for some of the LucasArts games, which makes me the first actor to officially portray both Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker. And as I've often pointed out, it also makes me either my own father or my own son, which is kind of odd. But sorry, that's a spoiler for anybody who hasn't seen the films. But anyway. Well, I get to do these wonderful conventions. I get to be a guest at conventions all around the country, all around the world, and I've got several of them coming up. If you ever want to know where I'm going to be at any given moment, you can go to candrewnelson.com and go to the events page, and all my convention appearances are listed there. But not everybody can go to the conventions that I'm at. Not everybody is able to travel and go to these places, and I'm not always going to be traveling to where you live. So the wonderful people at Streamily.com set up these signings for different actors and artists and performers so that people can order them online and then watch us do it, sign it live, just like if you were standing in front of our table at a convention, which is really cool. And the nice thing is also I get to spend a little more time with you than I would at a convention sometimes, because sometimes there's a long line and you got people coming through there and they want to process all that so it doesn't bog down. So I can spend some time here and chat with you. So how cool is that? So Streamily.com, check them out. They're a wonderful, wonderful group there. So let me see what we got here. Did you already sign our prints, or are you going to? No, I haven't signed them yet. I'm just starting out, just chatting with everybody because I figure everybody's going to be, logging in and that sort of thing. So giving people time. Somebody said you're both uncle and grandpa to Kylo Ren. Yes, that is true. I am both uncle and grandpa. Boy, what a messed up universe that is, huh? In that sense. But yeah, so, and for those of you who have ordered off of Streamily.com, I know there's been a little bit of a delay. We were originally going to do the signing, I think, last month. Things got kind of bogged down. I've been extremely busy lately. Last year, I formed a production company with a buddy of mine, Jerry Cornell, and called Adventurous Ideas. There's our logo. I'm going all old school here. I'm not doing any digital graphics up on the screen here. I'm just going to show this right there. There you go. Adventurous Ideas, LLC, that's our company. We produce audio dramas. So it's sort of the modern equivalent of the old radio shows that used to play in the 1930s, 1940s. So we tell stories all through audio. And we have full cast, complete music soundtrack, sound effects. It's almost like you're listening to a movie practically. So we've been producing those, and our current production is called Heroes of Extinction. It is a 7-part superhero audio drama. I am the co-producer, along with Jerry Cornell. I am the director, and I am the narrator, which means I've got more dialogue than anybody else because I got to tell you what you can't see because it's all audio. And it's a wonderful story. It's a story of a superhero named True Strike. His real name is Gabriel Cohen. He's been a superhero since he was a teenager. It's really the only job he's ever known. He gets his powers from this alien collective that gives him his super strength, his super speed, and his ability to teleport. They also act like an intergalactic Siri or Alexa in his head, so he gets information when he's in the battlefield. But now Gabriel's turning 50, and his body's changing. It's not connecting with the alien technology like it used to. And the collective and his powers just aren't what they once were. And the collective has now told him, you must find and train your successor, someone who was young and pure of heart like you were. Well, someone, or a group of someones we don't know yet, are systematically taking out all the superheroes and the supervillains. He has to find out who's behind all of this. There's also been this plague of these mutant creatures, these half-human, half-animal poisonous things that have been unleashed upon the city, and they're killing people, and Gabriel's powers aren't reliable enough to stop them. And the love of his life, a scientist who may have been involved with the creation of these mutants, she's been killed by one of them. So now he has to mourn her death. He has to band together with the remaining heroes and villains to stop these creatures. He's got to find out who's behind everything, and he still has to locate and train his successor. So this is all audio. And the reason why we're producing audio is because, one, it's cheaper. You don't have to build sets. You don't have to, all that sort of thing. But the main reason is that when Jerry and I were growing up, there was we grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area, and there was a radio station that played on, I think it was Thursday nights, they would play all these old radio shows from the 1930s and 40s, and we fell in love with that type of thing. And the nice thing about audio is it's portable. You can take it with you wherever you go. You don't have to sit down for 2 hours in front of a screen to watch a movie, or who knows how long to live, to stream or binge watch a series on a streaming service. It's portable. You can take it with you and listen to it in the car. You can listen to it while you're doing your homework or doing your chores or whatever like that. It's nice. Also, it makes the audience an active part of the team, of the creation of this project, because you, the listener, become the cinematographer. You become the art director. You become the costume designer. You create all the visuals in your head. We provide the audio that inspires that, and then you create that in your head. But Heroes of Extinction, we're finishing that up right now. It'll be coming out soon. If you want to find out more about it, you can go to adventurousideas.com. So I got the graphic for that. There we go. All right. So I'll hold that up there. You can go to adventurousideas.com and find out all about our company. Or you can go to our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com @adventurous ideas. And then you can also find us right here on Instagram, too. So we're at Adventurous Ideas LLC. And we'll be posting all sorts of updates there as things progress. So we have 2 shows in production right now. Heroes of Extinction is one of them, and we got a great cast in that too, of people that you've probably heard of. Michael Yurchek is in that. If you're familiar with Naruto, he's done voices for that and lots of other anime and games and animation. We've got Mary Gibbs, the voice of Boo from Monsters Incorporated. Mike Wazowski, she's in our cast. We've got Isaac C. Singleton Jr., who was, you may remember, as the really huge pirate in Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. He was also in Galaxy Quest. He was also on the X-Files and lots of other things as well. He's also the current voice of Thanos for all the Disney Marvel animation and games. We've got Kenny James, the voice of Bowser from the Super Mario games. He's in our cast. We've got Michael Gray, who back in the day was Billy Batson in the old Shazam TV series. John Provost, who was Timmy on the old Lassie TV series, who does a wonderful job in Heroes of Extinction. Amazing, amazing job. And lots of other great people that, some you've heard of, some you haven't, but check it out. And if you go to our YouTube channel, again, it's youtube.com /@adventurousideas. You can listen to the whole first episode of Heroes of Extinction absolutely free, as they say. And you get a nice little preview of it, and it'll be available later through other sources like, Audible and Spotify and that sort of thing. But that's what's been taking up a lot of my time, working on these projects. And we have another production going right now, too, called Dark Park, which is an anthology series about strange happenings and mysterious old theme parks. We've got another one. The book is already out, called Extinguished Worlds. This is a great project here. It's a superhero, supervillain, alien invasion time travel story written by Patricia Gillam, and her book is already out. You can find it on Amazon, and check that out. That's good, but that one is going to be going into production soon, so that's very, very cool. And we've got others that are casting at the moment. We've got about 8 shows that are being written, and another, I'm not kidding you, 50 plus in active development, all audio. So, but that's what's taking up my time, and that's why I haven't done the signings yet for Streamily, but we're doing them today. Okay, so let me check over here and see what's going on in the chat. Let's see. Shamim, how you doing? My buddy Shamim is there. And happy anniversary to you, 7th anniversary for he and his girlfriend Christy. Fantastic. Yes, looking forward to seeing you at Stockton Con. I will be at Stockton Con in Stockton, California, July 8th and 9th. That'll be a fun thing. But again, not everybody can get to these, so that's why we do these signings through Streamily.com. So, one other thing about, then I'll stop talking about adventurous ideas. If you go to our YouTube channel, you can also see we have a podcast, and it's up there that you can listen to, and it's called The Lowdown at the Down Low, hosted by Jason Braden, who is one of our wonderful actors. Jason plays a character in Heroes of Extinction called Chuck the Bartender, and in the Down Low is actually the name of the bar that the superheroes hang out at when they're not being superheroes, because they need somewhere they can go and regroup and figure out what they're going to do. So Jason plays Chuck the Bartender, and on the podcast, The Lowdown at the Down Low, he interviews a bunch of our actors and our crew, so you can get a behind the scenes of how these audio dramas are put together. You can also get some advice if you're interested in being a voiceover actor. There's a lot of great advice from these interviews, so check that out also. That's on our YouTube channel. But, alrighty. So let's go to the signings. Now, the first one, this is the one I'm going to be signing here first. And I'm looking at the instructions here, but it doesn't look like there's any kind of personalization for this one. So I guess they just want a signature. They said, make it out to N/A. And I'm assuming they don't want me to write N/A on it. That's not applicable. And any special instructions, not applicable. But I will be signing this. So for anybody who ordered this, the person who ordered this is yours. This is going to be number 922108075. So if that's your order number, this is me signing it right now. Okay. This is my very eclectic home office here, with lots of different things that I've collected over the years from different productions or just things that I'm a nerd about. People give me a lot of Vader stuff, so I've got like bobbleheads and things like that over here on my desk, and giant Pez over here. But then I am also a big nerd, so for a lot of things too. So I'm a big Doctor Who fan, so I've got the the Seventh Doctor's umbrella over there in the corner. So all right. So we're going to sign this. Okay. Now we got more people signing up. Hello, Shelley. How are you? I see you. Okay, so. Boy, do I need a haircut. Look at this. This is crazy. All right. So, time to sign. You hear the squeak of the pen as I do this. And alrighty, and there you are. How's that? Again, this is order number 922108075. This is for you. So if that's you and you're tuned in right now, how's that? And if you're still here, I mean, if you're tuned in right now and you're looking at this, let me know if you want anything added to it, any kind of little personalization. It's not too late. I'm right here. Pen still has ink in it. There you go. So there you go. Obi Mike, you said that is beautiful. Is that yours? Is this your order right here? Just checking. Anyway, so we'll put that one aside over here next to the fish tank. I don't know if you can see the fish tank right now, but yeah, that is my that is my absolute obsession. That is my hobby. For those of you who know me, I'm obsessed with fish tanks, freshwater fish tanks for years and years and years, since I was a child. And if you want, you can actually see what I do. You can want to see me acting a fool with my fish tanks. I do have a YouTube channel all about tropical fish called Aquatasy. Aquatasy. I don't have a graphic for it, sorry. Yeah, Aquatasy. Aquatasy. So you can go to youtube.com/@Aquatasy and check that out. And I have sassy back-talking fish. Don't laugh. You don't have to live with them. I do. They interrupt me while I'm making my videos. They're very sassy. But some of the videos are teaching videos about aquariums. Some of them are just sort of general interest. Some of them are straight up humorous videos. I did not intend to have a YouTube channel on tropical fish. It happened by accident. I was on an online forum trying to get some information about a particular fish species, and everybody on the forum was like, hey, let's all post videos of our tanks. And I thought, all right, I'll join in. But me being me, visual effects artist, animator, and all that sort of stuff, I went completely overboard. I added titles and music and graphics and all sorts of things to the video. I could have just gotten out the cell phone and shot something, but no, I had to do all that stuff. And then I was looking for somewhere to host the video, and YouTube seemed easy, but you have to create a channel for yourself. So I thought, well, I better give the channel a name. And I thought, well, if I give the channel a name, I better get a URL to go with it just in case. And it snowballed from there. So I posted that first video on YouTube, and I put the link on the forum, and everybody's like, dude, that's great. You should do another one. So I did another one. Now I've got 15,300 and something subscribers and 1.5 million views plus, and for a fish tank channel. Well, it's Darth Vader's fish tank channel, isn't it? So anyway, check that out and see what you think. So, okay. So, just going back here through some of these. Hobie Mike says, I wish. Wishes it was his. Okay. So, all right. Well, it's going to go to whoever was that ordered that one there. So, okay. Alrighty. So, we'll move on to the next one here that we've got. So, this one actually has an inscription for it. This is going out to Wayne Bishop. All right, Wayne, this is for you. So, and that's this poster here. This image. This actually was a poster. This was promoting the release of Revenge of the Sith, and it's actually referred to as the Who's Your Daddy poster because there was an actual poster released that said right on it, "Who's your daddy?" I thought that was the strangest thing, but hey, that's cool. But that is me right on the poster there. So we will send this one out to Wayne Bishop. So we will sign this one. Okay. So, okay. Are you out there, Wayne, or did somebody order this for you? We'll see. But I'm going to sign this now. To Wayne Bishop. You know it's an authentic Sharpie when it squeaks like this. And there we are. Wayne Bishop to Wayne Bishop. The force is strong with you. Signed by yours truly. So it's an odd thing, signing autographs. It really is. It's like I've been doing this since 2005, since my very first convention appearance in 2005. And I'm still kind of in shock and in awe of it. I've signed thousands of autographs by now. I do this to raise money for charity. I raise money for the Starlight Children's Foundation. So this helps me raise money for them. And I've been doing that since my very first convention appearance back in 2005. And because I would just feel strange if I was pocketing all the money myself. So this is for Starlight here. But even so, it's just interesting that, because from my perspective, I'm just, like I said, I'm just an ordinary guy. I'm who gets to do some really interesting, cool things in life. But and I don't lose sight of that. When it comes to the conventions and everything, I spent many years on the other side of the table, growing up. Queuing up to meet the different guests and celebrities. Before I was ever invited to sit down on the guest side of the table with a stack of photos and a handful of Sharpies, and I don't lose sight of that. I don't. So that's why I do these things. That's why I raise money for charity. That's why I do the signings. That's why I'm always happy to talk to fans and everything, because I'm a fan myself. Not a fan of myself. I'm a fan of the different projects that I've been very fortunate to be involved in, like Galaxy Quest, like Star Wars, like all the different things that we're doing out there, and the other things that I'm not involved in. So when I go to the conventions and everything, it's cool for me to meet the other guests as well. So, and it's also cool for me to meet the fans, and a lot of the fans have become very dear friends of mine too. So some of them right here in the chat. So that's good. So anyway, so. All right, this one is going out to Wayne Bishop. This is number 18590746436. Excuse me. Got a little dyslexic there for a moment. Alrighty, so anybody have any questions? Do you have any questions about this? I mean, we're here. We've got time. If you've ever wanted to ask me a question about Star Wars or visual effects or voice acting or anything, feel free to do so. I'm right here. So this is your chance. Got some more people joining here too, so very cool. All right, let's see. Obi Mike says, "I've met you a few times, and you're a wonderful ambassador for Star Wars." Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I try to be. I've always tried to be an ambassador for the brand. Even back when the very first time that I stepped into the Vader costume out in public. I was very adamant about making sure that I was staying true to the character and being a good ambassador. And then since then, when people actually learned about me and who was in the costume, that was an interesting thing too. I'll tell you that story. For a long time, we kept it quiet that I was doing stuff as Vader. Because it started off as first with live appearances. This is long before the wonderful 501st and Rebel Legion were around doing all this wonderful great stuff and helping represent the Star Wars brand. But I did it originally for live appearances, and I started doing it for commercials and that sort of thing, and then games for LucasArts, and then the special edition. They put me in George put me in the actual films themselves. It was interesting. I was completely nuts. And then I was at work at the time, and I got lunch, came back. I saw that there was a message on my phone. I played it back, and there's somebody saying, "Hi, yes, I'm calling from Star Wars Galaxy. I'm calling to interview you about this whole Star Wars thing and you being Vader." And I'm thinking, how did they find out? So I quick called up to Skywalker Ranch, and I said, what's going on here? Some guys found out about me. And they go, "Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay. We set up the interview." And I said, "Well, it would have been nice if you had told me." So I did that interview with Star Wars Galaxy magazine. It was a wonderful interview. It was a whole profile on the different actors that had played Vader up until that point. Dave Prowse and Bob Anderson, myself, James Earl Jones. Also talked, I think they talked to stuntman Peter Diamond, who stepped into the Vader costume a couple of times, possibly. So, and also certainly the one that trained Dave Prowse how to swing a lightsaber. So once that article came out, that magazine came out, suddenly autograph requests started showing up in my mailbox at LucasArts. because the article said that I worked at LucasArts and everything. So and then it just started to and slide from there. So then a few years after that, I started getting invites to conventions. Turned it down for a long time and said I'll do it if I can do it for charity. And that was an interesting story too. We were in New York. This was in 2005. We're out at the David Letterman show, the Late Show with David Letterman, to promote the release of Revenge of the Sith. And so we had 10 Star Wars characters on the show to do. Letterman had a little shtick that he used to do called the Top 10 list, which was just a strange little thing. And so we had 10 Star Wars characters to deliver the Top 10 list. And Vader was the number one answer, which was, I once used the Force to open a jar of elastic pickles. That's the Letterman humor. So we were doing a rehearsal at the Ed Sullivan Theater in Manhattan, and we were heading back to our hotel, which was several blocks away, and it's me and Matthew Wood, voice of General Grievous. Matt and I were walking back towards the hotel, and we had to pass by a movie theater. And it was a theater where Revenge of the Sith was going to be playing, but it was like 3 weeks before the film had come out. There was all these people already in line, camping out, most of them in costume. I went up to them and we said, "What are you guys doing?" Now, we did not tell them who we were, but we said, "What are you guys doing?" And they said they were doing a stand-in-line-a-thon for Starlight Children's Foundation. Back then it was called Starlight Starbright Children's Foundation. They've shortened the name since then. And I had been asked for do conventions, and I turned it down for a long time. And I said, I'll do it if I can help raise money for charity. And I heard about the foundation, and they told me about it. I said, that's my charity. And I've been raising money for them ever since. If you want to find out more about Starlight, you can go to starlight.org and check them. They are just a wonderful hospital and clinics around Canada and other countries now as well. And what their whole focus is, they want to make sure that the kids that are, ill or injured, that they're whatever they're going through, that they still have some kind of childhood that as they're going through this, that they remind them that you're still kids, and you're still supposed to enjoy life. So they'll do things like they'll set up like a PlayStation or Xbox center at these different clinics or hospitals. They'll have activities. They'll get guests to come and visit them. Or something as simple as, hey, here's a hospital gown with your favorite characters on it. And they also do a lot to support the rest of the family. And so they are just a wonderful, wonderful group. Please check them out at starlight.org. So, all right, let me look back at the chat here for a moment. Shamim wants to know, what are you looking forward to about going to Stockton Con? Well, of course I'm looking forward to seeing you, buddy. So, no, I'm looking forward to everything. I mean, I love Stockton Con. It's one of my favorite shows. It's been going for a number of years. Mike Mellerick is a promoter there. He puts on a great show. He also does a show in Lodi, California called Lodi Comic Con. Both shows, fantastic, but Stockton Con is just a wonderful show. They got a great mix of actors and guests there. Everything from comedians and actors and voiceover artists and stunt people and wrestlers and everything. But it's wonderful. They fill up the whole Stockton arena. They've got a huge number of vendors there as well. They do panels. It's a lot of fun. And in fact, I met my good buddy and business partner Jerry Cornell there at Stockton Con. So that always has a soft spot in my heart for me there. That Stockton Con. So looking forward to that. So let's see here. Sammy says, I see you. Okay. Hi, Sam. You just calmly said you called Skywalker Ranch. Most could never. Well, I was working for Lucas at the time. It was pretty easy for me to call the ranch. And I knew people up there at the ranch because a lot of the stuff that I was doing, most of the stuff that I was doing, well, all of it, all the Vader stuff, all the appearances and everything like that, was going through Lucasfilm, coming through the ranch. It was usually licensing, marketing, and that sort of thing. So they sort of handled that. Plus the archives were up at the ranch, which is where all the costumes and everything is. So I knew who to call up there, and so I already had a relationship with them. I already knew that. It's not like I called information and said, "Hi, can you get me the information for Lucasfilm?" Yeah, good luck on that. So. It's a very beautiful pleasant place, but it's kind of a fortress. You can't get in there unless you know how to get in there. I can even give you the address. It's 5858 Lucas Valley Road. You can't get in. You've got a better chance of breaking into the White House than doing that. But it's it's a beautiful place. But yeah, I already had a pre-existing relationship with the folks at licensing and marketing, and so they were the ones that had set that up. So that's who I knew to call. It was not like I was calling George's office or anything like that. No, I did not have George's number on there. I did know George, and he knew me, and everything like that. So, I sat in dailies with him at Industrial Light and Magic over and over again as he was reviewing my shots for the prequels, and worked with him as Vader and everything. But it's not like we're like super close. Yeah, George and I are just like this. That's me over here. So it was. But yeah, I did actually was able to just kind of call up to the ranch for that sort of thing. So that was interesting. So. Let's see here. Someone has wished me a happy early Father's Day. Thank you very much. Also, are you good at drawing, or do you like drawing? I love to draw. I am not a sketch artist. I am not a fine artist. I draw cartoons. That is what I do. I have tried doing portraits and sketches and everything like that. In fact, it's interesting. When I was first hired at LucasArts, I was hired not into the art department. I was hired into a department called technical support. I was a support rep. So if you bought a game at LucasArts and you got it home and you opened it up and you put it in your computer and you tried to run it and it didn't run and you got all angry and you looked at the back of the manual and you found the 800 number and you called it, I was the guy that answered the phone. So I told you to troubleshoot things. I did that for about a year, and then submitted my portfolio to the art director. And I put together the best portfolio I possibly could to interest her. Her name is Colette Michaud. Wonderful woman. I owe a great debt of gratitude to her for helping start my career as a digital artist. But Colette took a look at my stuff, and she said, and I poured my heart into it. I did some sketches on paper, I did some stuff digital, and I gave that all to her, and she looked it over and she said, well, this is basically junior level stuff. And I was like, ugh, stick the knife in and twist it. But she looked at my resume and she saw that I had a background in video. I had spent a number of years working at a television station, so I had a background in video and understood a lot about video. And there were only two guys in LucasArts that knew anything about video at that time. One was on sabbatical. The other guy, Mike Levine, who's the Jedi Master who trained me, good buddy of mine, he was the other one, and he was already tied up on a project. So she brought me in, she took a chance on me, and brought me into the art department, put me in at the bottom of the ladder, a position called art technician, which I wasn't even creating art at first. I was taking the art that the artist did, which was in millions of colors, and I was dropping the palette down to 256 colors, because that was what Windows could handle at that time. Actually, we couldn't even touch the 32 Windows interface colors because everything would go goofy on the screen there. So the first project I worked on was a game called Mortimer and the Riddles of the Medallion. And if you say you've heard of this game, you're lying, or you just heard me talk about it before. It didn't sell very well. It was a good game. It was a very good game. It was used the Rebel Assault engine, and it was about a flying snail. Who was rescuing a whole bunch of animals that had been frozen in time by the evil Lodius. And so when I started on this game, I was art technician, but by the time the game shipped, I was lead effects animator, and then became a visual effects supervisor and senior artist soon after that. So, but yeah, I forgot how I got onto that. Okay, oh yeah, so drawing, yes. So so I'm not really I'm not a fine artist in that sense. In fact, when I was teaching at the Catholic University, I'd often draw stick figures on the whiteboard, and I'd hear snickers behind me, people laughing, and I'd go, hey, I was hired for my fine art skills, but I can still judge yours. So, but I do love to draw. I love cartooning. My wife, Veronica, is a phenomenal artist. She paints, she draws, she sings, does photography, everything, acts. She's actually in Heroes of Extinction as well. But she's phenomenal. But I'm not the fine artist in the family. She is. So let's see here. We'll get back to, we got a couple more here to sign, and we'll get back to that. Freedom to My Craft says, hope you have a wonderful day. So nice seeing you at the conventions. Well, thank you. Good to see you too, yes. Let's see, more happy Father's Days. Let's see. My voice cuts out now and then. Oh, I'm sorry. Is it working all right now? Let me know. Maybe I should talk more slowly. I'm punchy. I didn't sleep a lot last night. You know, sleep is for the weak. You know, it's not for the strong people like us. So Shamim says, happy early. I'm assuming Father's Day. Oh, happy early! I got your birthday. Oh, yes, right. My birthday is coming up. My birthday is coming up next week. So anyway, thank you. All right. So let's move on to the next one that we have to sign here. That's why we're here. So this next one, this is kind of a cool one. I've been waiting for this one here. Okay. So this is the next one. This one again here. This is referred to as the dark side. So this one we're going to be signing for Bryce. Are you out there, Bryce? This is for you. The person, this is your brother, actually ordered this for you, and so your brother wants you to know that you know, he says that you mean the world to him, okay, and you wanted to surprise him, so please, I'm going to wish him a happy birthday. Absolutely, Bryce, happy birthday to you. I hope you're having a wonderful birthday. I don't know exactly the date of your birthday, but I hope that when you have your birthday, that you have an absolutely fantastic day, because if you don't, you know, the emperor will not be pleased. So don't disappoint the emperor. You know what happens, and don't disappoint me. You know, look what happened to my admirals. You know, most of them, you know, it was because they messed up in battle and things like that, and I dispatched them. But some of them it's because they didn't wish me a happy birthday. So I'm wishing you a happy birthday, and I hope you have a great birthday. You know, so let me sign this here for you. Okay. Are y'all able still to hear me here? Somebody said the sound was cutting in and out. Let's see. Yeah, seems to be going here still. All right. Are we still going? Somebody type and tell me that the sound is still, that you're still able to see me, still able to hear me. Okay. All right. Oops. Drop my pen lid here. All right. Matthew has joined us here. Matthew Rose from Star Booking Management. He's the one who arranged all of this with Streamily, and thank him. He is also part of our Adventurous Ideas team and has been an integral part in that. So, alrighty. It is time to sign here for Bryce. So let me do that. Okay, yep. Let me fix that. That one's... If you make a mistake, I learned this at my very first convention, there's no way to fix it. You just have to start over, so... When the pen does something it shouldn't, you start over again. Boy, these paint pens really squeak. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's like this. It's almost like fingernails on a chalkboard. There we go. Alrighty. Okay, this is for Bryce. You have served the Empire well. Happy birthday to you, Bryce. Happy birthday to you. Again, I hope you have an absolutely fantastic birthday. huge intergalactic birthday wishes go out to you. All right? Thank you so much. And, go thank your brother, because your brother's awesome too. So, there we are. Okay. Yeah, Matthew says, yes, looking forward to releasing some details. Wait on that. Yes, absolutely. And he also says, it is a delight to the folks at Streamily.com that we are building this lasting relationship. Yeah, Streamily.com has just been, they're wonderful. Please check them out. They're just awesome. They're just a great group of people. And again, they provide this service to folks who don't get a chance to get out to these conventions. I think the prices are reasonable, considering what you get, and you get a chance to chat with people like me and others, and much longer than you would if you were standing at my table or something. Because a lot of times they kind of, depending on the convention, especially if it's a big convention, they kind of usher people through and that sort of thing. And I hate that. I like to be able to just chat with folks. So if you ever get a chance to see me at a convention, go ahead and chat with me. Ask me questions. There's no such thing as a dumb question. Okay. The only dumb question is the one you didn't ask. That's don't hold it to yourself. Ask a question. So again, I'm going to ask you. Anybody has questions? Go ahead and ask me here. Ask me now. I'm right here. Pick my brain. Ask me. So I've got one more to sign, but we'll get to that in a moment. So anybody have plans for the rest of this weekend? Thank you. Apparently not. Okay, but I have plans. I have plans. I plan to listen to my wife, and whatever she asks me to do, that's what I'm going to do. So, actually, I have plans to fix my refrigerator. That's it. Our refrigerator conked out on us a couple days ago, and I had to order a part for it and to replace a simple part, but really difficult to get to. So I have to take apart the whole freezer section just to put in this one piece. So I am not going to say that I'm completely mechanically inclined, but it's pretty easy to follow like a YouTube tutorial do it. But so if it works, that's great. We don't have to buy a new refrigerator. We can just fix the one we have, and that's a nice little $17 item. The part. Much better than spending hundreds and hundreds and hundreds on a new refrigerator, especially when we like our old refrigerator. So anyway, I know you don't want to hear about that. That's not important. We can talk about Star Wars. We can talk about visual effects. We can talk about voice acting. We can talk about adventurous ideas and the projects we've got working on. We have an amazing slate of different actors that are committed to working with us, from Star Wars, Star Trek, Indiana Jones, Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, Doctor Who, Torchwood, Animaniacs, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, G.I. Joe, the animated series, just tons of wonderful voice actors. Many that you've heard of, some that you haven't, they're phenomenal. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So let's see here. Okay, so Shelley wants to know, what is your favorite thing about doing the cons and conventions? Honest truth, my favorite thing is meeting people. It really is. And I don't mean just the other celebrity guests. And I'm not always comfortable with the word celebrity. I take it its absolute root word, which is celebrate, which is to celebrate the things that we've been involved in. But it's not about me. It's about what I represent at these things. But I love meeting people. I love meeting the other guests. I love meeting the attendees, the fans, and everything. My fellow fans. That is wonderful. And some of my best, my dearest friends are people that I met at conventions. I mentioned that my buddy and business partner Jerry Cornell, we met at a convention. Some other people that I'm so close to. I would say about half of my really closest, dearest friends are people I met at conventions. And so that's what I love. That's what I love about the conventions. I also like the fact that there are a lot of people that just want to be close to the thing that they're a fan of, and if they can get even if they can just meet somebody like me that brings them one step closer to what they're a fan of. Recently did a show in the Central Valley of California, and there was a young woman and she came over. She was in a wheelchair. I don't know what her condition was, but she was so excited to meet me and what I represented, because Darth Vader was her favorite character in Star Wars, and she was bursting in tears just to take a photograph with me, and I was, that touches your heart. You can't, everything else comes in secondary to that. To be able to do that and brighten someone's day and lift them up, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. I'm all about the fan, and it's like, everything else is secondary. So, well, let's see here. What else we got? Matthew says, amazing plans ahead. Yes, we do. We have amazing plans ahead for adventurous ideas, and oh my gosh, the stuff that we've got coming up. The wonderful thing is that we put this together. We originally started Adventurous Ideas. We started with Heroes of Extinction as a COVID lockdown project, because there was no production, there was no construction, there was inventions, and a whole bunch of creative people sitting at home twiddling their thumbs, not knowing what to do. And Jerry came up with the idea of Heroes of Extinction. We brought in a writer that we know, Samantha Albin, who is a wonderful, tremendous writer, and her writing partner, Jay Brezevar. And they started writing the scripts for us. And if we started getting the scripts in, we thought, oh my gosh, this is really good. And then we started sending the scripts out to different actors that we knew, and they started recording from home. And as the tracks started coming back in, we thought, wow, this is great. And we started editing it together. Jerry edited the whole first episode together, and then things opened up, and we did a couple of panels at conventions at MouseCon in Concord, California, and also in Bakersfield, California. And the response was so tremendous, we thought, wow, we got to do this for real. And that's when we ended up, forming the company, Adventurous Ideas. And so the amazing thing is, as we go about and meet other people, different actors and writers and artists at conventions and things like that, of course you end up talking shop, what are you working on, that kind of thing. And without fail, everybody that I've spoken to, they've said, oh, I'd love to work on something like that. I would love to do audio. Because the great thing about audio and voice acting is it doesn't matter what you look like when you're doing it. And also it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter how you look while you're doing it. Because I've looked an absolute fool in that recording booth just to get the voice that you're looking for. But age, everything doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you look like. It all matters about how you sound. And so there are a lot of people that love voice acting because it gives them a chance to stretch and do things that they would probably never get the chance to do on camera. And so that's why they love it. And also, it's nice because most people have home studios. Most actors have home studios now that they can record from. So you can record from the comfort of your own home. You can sit there in your pajamas and record it. And it's great. And so we've got just a tremendous number of just really talented people that are behind us so far. And so many great projects. And so many more that are being added. Like I said, we've got over 50 projects in development, all audio, and that's wow. So so check it out. It's check out the Heroes of Extinction episode 1 on YouTube there, and we'll see what it says here. Let me a couple more questions here real quick, and then I'll sign the last one of these that we've got for today. So let's see. Okay. What is your favorite cartoon? My favorite cartoon. I am a huge fan of the Warner Brothers cartoons. Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, that kind of thing. Love Daffy Duck. Daffy Duck's one of my favorite characters. And but all of that stuff that that people like Chuck Jones and Friz Freleng and Robert McKimson, Tex Avery, and Bob Clampett, all these wonderful directors from Warner Brothers. That's what I love. I love the Warner Brothers animated shorts. In particular, I would say my two favorites are probably One Froggy Evening, hello my baby, hello my honey, hello my ragtime gal. I love that one. And also Feed the Kitty. These are both directed by Chuck Jones, who was just a tremendous animation director. Got to meet Chuck quite a few years back. He had come to Industrial Light and Magic to talk with us. And one of the things that I thought was interesting that he said to me, he said that, we didn't make those cartoons for kids. We didn't make them for adults. We made them for ourselves. And what he meant by that was that he knew that they all knew, all these animation directors and all these animators, they knew that they were their own harshest critics. So if they couldn't make themselves laugh, they had no shot at making anybody else laugh. And I love that kind of attitude. And so that's everything that I work on, that I create that's my own intellectual property, or just things that I work on in general. I try to have that sort of mindset as if I can't entertain myself in it, and not in a narcissistic way, but if I can't entertain myself, I've got no shot at entertaining anybody else. So, but those are probably my two favorite cartoons. If you're talking about like animated TV series, always loved Rocky and Bullwinkle. That was a big favorite of mine. Underdog was a big one too. Tennessee Tuxedo, love those shows. So those are my favorite cartoons. Let's see. Oh, Shamim wants to know who signed my episode 1 poster that's over here above me. A whole bunch of my coworkers from Industrial Light and Magic that all worked on Phantom Menace. They all signed that. We were all signing each other's posters that they gave us out. Some of the really cool ones up there on that, Dennis Murin and signed it. So that's really cool. Actually, my wife signed it too. But John Knoll and Dennis Murin, who were both visual effects supervisors on there. Dennis was my visual effects. Dennis Murin, Richard Edlund, both great guys, and so great to be able to work with them. With Dennis at Industrial Light and Magic, and Richard Edlund. I served with Writers Visual Effects Society. Was 2 terms on the board of directors for that. So that's who's up there at. So a lot of the different workers. Weed. Who else is up there? A lot of different people. And a lot of people you didn't know. I actually signed it too. I signed right along the shadow of Vader. You can't see it there very well, but so I signed it. So my wife insisted upon that. And let's see. Gerald says you're an awesome guy. Well, thank you. Thank you. You're awesome too. So, yes, Shamim, you're in Heroes of Extinction as well. You've got a line of dialogue that we have in there. So, okay. Patricia. Hello, Patricia. Yes, I was mentioning you earlier. I don't know how long you've been here, but I was mentioning you earlier and plugging your phenomenal book here of the novelization of the upcoming Extinguished Worlds. Book 1, yeah. In fact, let's grab the actual book. There it is. There's the actual book, right there. So, go look for this on Amazon. This is a fantastic book. Patricia is an amazing writer. She's doing a lot of writing for us, and we're working on some really cool projects coming up. So, check that out. So, let's see here. Alrighty, let's get to that last signing that we've got here. And this is another one that is not personalized, so it's not supposed to make it out to anybody, no special instructions. I suppose I can do what I want with it. No, I'm just going to sign it very nicely here. This is order number 422-427-445. So... And again, everybody who ordered, thank you for your patience. It was a little bit delayed, but we're doing it now. And also thank you to everybody else who's tuned in here that isn't part of Streamily signing. But please go check out Streamily.com. They're really a cool company, and much better than some of those other ones out there. They really have their heart and soul in it. They're just as much fans as they are a business, and so they're just they're good people. Good people. So, alrighty, let me sign this one then. Okay. Oh, Daryl has a question for me. I'll answer that in just a moment. Let me go ahead and sign this. There it is, the squeak of authenticity. Alrighty. And there we go. That handsome signature, yes. There we are. So this is order number 422-427-445. So, oops, am I holding it right? Which way do I? It's sort of off camera here. So there's a delay on my screen, so I'm looking at the screen here to see if it's... Okay, yeah, so that's where it's supposed to be. There we go, that's better. All right, so we can see that now. Alrighty, so we'll put that one down over here. So the question that Gerald had is, Andrew, have you ever thought of writing a book about your time inside the Vader suit? Yes, I have, and yes, I am. I am writing it. It's taking me a while, but I am writing it. Yes, I have the title, I have the outline. I've started writing some of the chapters of it. My wife has insisted on it. You know, write it down before you forget it. So yes, it's a lot of stories. It's 12 years of stories. I played Vader 70 times over 12 years, but it's not just talking about playing Vader. It's also talking about working at LucasArts and Industrial Light and Magic and just being in the industry in general. So yeah, I'm working on it. So hopefully that'll be coming out soon. But Adventurous Ideas is taking up a good chunk of my time at the moment. So let's see here. Matthew says, fun fact, I am in the revised version of the book with Patricia, as one chapter was wrong, so went in and fixed it. If you get it now, I'm in it. Yes, Matthew helped out with that. That was good. You caught that. That was amazing. Yeah. Let's see. Also, Matthew says, for those wanting to meet Andrew in England, yes, I will be in England coming up. I'm looking forward to that. He will be at Harbo Comic-Con September 17th, which has John Coppinger, John Leeson, and a few others. That's right, John Leeson's going to be there, isn't he? Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing John Leeson again. John Leeson, if you don't know, since I'm a big Doctor Who fan, he was the voice of K9. Well, still the voice of K9 for Doctor Who. Affirmative pasta. Yeah, so, and John is a wonderful, wonderful man, wonderful actor. So, looking forward to seeing him again there. Oh yes, Patricia is referencing the mysterious Chapter 15. Yes. You know, you may have to write a separate story called, Chapter 15, like the characters were lost in time or something like that. Who knows? There's an idea for you. So, alrighty. Well, this has been fun. This has been great. I am so thankful that you all tuned in. But I have to hit the road. I've got things to do. I've got audio to edit. Once again, check out Adventurous Ideas. You can find us. Let me grab the right printout here. You can find us at www.adventurousideas.com. You can also go to our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/@Adventurous Ideas. And you can listen to the whole first episode of Heroes of Extinction free there. You can also listen to the whole first season of our podcast, the Lowdown at the Down Low. There we go. Lowdown at the Down Low. There. Check that out. Wonderful interviews with a lot of the cast members. Some of them are great. The interviews with like Mary Gibbs and Kenny James and Michael Yurchek and the others. Oh, they're great. But check that out. You can find us on Twitter at @adventurous4u, and also we're on Facebook. We're at Adventurous Ideas LLC on Facebook, and right here on Instagram, Adventurous Ideas LLC. And we post a lot of really interesting stuff very, very soon here. Big shout out to Matthew Rose for setting this up today, and a huge shout out to Streamily.com. Please check them out. Also, please go and check out the Starlight Children's Foundation at starlight.org. You can find me on Facebook. I'm C. Andrew Nelson on Facebook. I'm C. Andrew Nelson here on Instagram. And also check out Aquatasy on YouTube, AQUATASY. And until next time, blessings to you. Now we push the magic button, and it all goes blank.